Here's something crazy I just learned. So in the late 60s, in Fame Studios in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, Duane Allman, who would go on to make the Allman Brothers, was a session musician for Fame Studios. Well, at the time, they were recording for Wilson Pickett's ninth album. And in this time, it was still very much the segregated South. And so when the rest of the band was out to lunch, Wilson Pickett and Duane Allman stayed back because they didn't like to go out in public because they would get discriminated against because Wilson Pickett was black and Duane Allman was a hippie with long hair. And so they both got kind of ridiculed and stuff for being with the rest of the band live. So they stayed back. While they stayed back, Duane Allman suggested to Wilson Pickett that he cover Hey Jude for his next album. And they kind of thought he was crazy, but Duane convinced him to do it. And they cut the record, which featured this crazy guitar solo from Duane Allman that a lot of people would then credit as starting Southern rock, basically. And this would end up being successful for Wilson Pickett too, and they would name the album Hey Jude. And Duane Allman would go on to have a super successful career as a session musician for Atlantic Records. And then he would start forming, different bands leading into the Allman Brothers and kind of like lit the fire under him to start the Allman Brothers, from what I'm learning in this documentary about Muscle Shoals. So that's just crazy to me.